everybody? I'm Frankie Bellucci. I'm here with Mark Kelpe.
Old buds.
We go, I'm thinking it's been almost 30 years. That's like
96.
95.
Yeah, 95, yeah.
95. We're at Char Bar. Char Bar's in Westport. How long have you been open here? You opened this?
2008.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Congratulations on that. I've watched some of your career. I will tell you that briefly that there was a restaurant that opened back in 95, and do you remember my title?
I don't.
It was charcuterie. Remember I had it embroidered on my coat? I was so proud of it.
Which meant he sliced the meats.
That's all I did. I had the ducks, and I roast the ducks.
Yeah.
So we worked together years and years ago in the restaurant business, but Mark's had a great career in restaurant industry and chefing. I'm gonna let him tell you more about that. But I approached Mark and I said, doing these interviews, I'd love to talk to you. I'd love to talk to you about Char Bar and some of the other projects you're doing. And here we sit. And I'm so grateful for your time. I know you're busy. Let's get to it.
It's good to see you.
It's good to see you, sir.
Yeah.
Great, yeah. So tell us about Char Bar. Tell us about a couple of the other projects you're doing and your path to here, and then we'll move on from that.
Do I tell you or the camera?
You can tell me, the camera, I'm interviewing you, they're watching.
Well, in about 2005, we had opened a brewery, we had opened a late night urban beer palace, we had opened a gastropub, and we had been approached about doing a barbecue restaurant with Mitch Benjamin, our partner, and we didn't really have any forte in that, and so we kind of passed it up. And then about a year later, he was trying to find partners in the restaurant business to do, and that kind of fell through. At the same time, the Beaumont Club, which is in this space, that was a Kansas City's premier country western bar for 35 years. They shut the doors on New Year's Eve night. And I
literally
closed the doors after 35 years.
I remember.
I read about it in the paper, and honestly, after working for 20 years in Westport, I had never even stepped foot in the Beaumont Club, never come by. They had this huge outdoor sand volleyball court, surrounded by 10-foot fence walls, so you could never see it. I had just heard about it. So I got a step ladder and came down here, climbed up and looked over, and I was like, wow, this is like a urban park almost, or it had the potential to be. The Beaumont Club was 17,000 square feet plus a quarter of an acre outside. And so we wound up taking half of it and thought a barbecue joint in Westport, which there had never been one, Can't See Barbecue, we would dive in. So we opened Char Bar in 2008, and then Mitch kept winning awards and stuff. He wins best
sauce,
naked sauce.
Oh, naked.
Year after year.
What makes it naked?
It was one of the first barbecue sauces on the market that was free of high fructose corn syrup and a lot of the other preservatives and stuff. So it's called naked. You know, it's a little bit healthier as far as barbecue can go. And then
it's still sugar.
Yeah,
it's still
sugar. And then so Mitch and I worked together to come up with Char Bar's own version, which is more of a spicier table sauce version that you can dip your fries in. It's a little bit more reminiscent of Kansas City Gates or Arthur Bryant's with all the celery seeds and stuff. And then Mitch said that he wanted a brick and mortar store. So we began about 4 years ago creating Meet Mitch, which opened up in Leawood at 95th and Mission about a year and a half ago. And then we just opened up our second Meet Mitch as a franchise partnership at the new airport.
Oh, no, that's right.
On March 1st.
You told me that.
And we are going to do our ribbon cutting ceremony Thanksgiving week for our second Char Bar, which will be up in Parkville, Missouri, West Parkville, opening Thanksgiving week 2023. And it is going to be reminiscent of this, but it'll have a huge outdoor area and 6 pickleball courts. So
pickleball.
2-story fire pit, and yeah.
So if you're not Okay, as a homeowner or as someone that's coming to Kansas City or interested in home ownership, Parkville is this super quaint kind of northwest city of its own. It's darling and quaint.
Yeah.
Really unique.
And it's
so
the biggest.
congratulations.
It's the biggest borough from downtown to the Kansas City airport, and it's technically on the border and inside Platte County, Missouri, which is supposedly the fastest growing county in the state of Missouri right now, as far as population. It's exploding. The whole city is kind of moving in that direction.
So pickleball's exploding.
Yeah.
Barbecue's exploding. There's a lot of barbecue. What makes Char Bar, like, other than some sauce, and your background as a chef, what brings a uniqueness to the restaurant and to the brand?
Sure. Well, being from Kansas City, which is a very Midwest town, we a lot of people have come from the South, and so when we were opening up Char Bar, I wanted it to be more of like a Southern smokehouse. So
Texas?
Just kind of very Texas, Alabama, Arkansas, Memphis, Cape Girardeau, Missouri, my hometown, Florida. So a little bit more. Most of the barbecue shops that were open 15 years ago just had brisket, ribs, and stuff. And so we were bringing in pimento cheese and cheesy hush puppies and other kind of appetizers, being a little bit more of a full-blown restaurant with great barbecue. And then also what differentiated us in the beginning was that we had a lot of vegetarian and vegan items. We opened up with a smoked jackfruit sandwich called the Jackknife that has crispy jalapenos and pepper jack cheese. Jackfruit is a vegan plant-based food that we source it sustainably sourced from India, smoke it, and the texture is very reminiscent of like pulled pork.
Of pork?
Pulled pork, yeah.
Pulled pork.
Yeah.
So shoulder.
Yeah, it's high in vitamin A and zinc and vitamin C. It's very healthy, actually.
So Char Bar and Meat Mitch, very different. It's a different vibe. It's a different feel. And you got two more coming. How do you think that these two places in your brand weave into the charm of the areas that you're in? Right now we're in Westport. We're on Pennsylvania. We're kind of at the north end of Pennsylvania.
And we also have our oldest restaurant, Beer Kitchen, which is a block down the street.
But was it on 75th?
No.
Gregory?
No, just one block down. It's on Westport Road in Pennsylvania, right on the corner here. And so
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So Beer Kitchen's been open for about 16 years now. Has farm-raised beef burgers, Belgian fries with 7 different flavored aioli dipping sauces, and fried chicken and waffle, great brunch. Yeah.
There's a sign around the corner I saw, best burger in town. I was like, I don't know whose sign that is, but I know where I'm going. So once again, the uniqueness. Let's talk about the uniqueness and the charm of the areas that you're in, and what makes you unique in those areas.
All right. Well, we also we put a lot of emphasis on the decor of the restaurant too. You know, we just don't open up cookie cutter restaurants. As you walk through any of our spots, it's all like one of a kind, found artifacts, and just a little bit more of a edgy, creative design. We have great service. Our employees provide that. I do think we benefit a lot in the Westport locations, because this is where when Kansas City has a lot of tourism, and so the people from the outer areas tend to either go to Power and Light or Westport in the Country Club Plaza.
Right.
And so we get a lot of concerts and venues. And
do you cater? You do catering?
Yeah. We are getting into that more so once we've got the 4 different barbecue concepts rolling. I think we're going to take the next leap into catering van and a bigger operation.
What's most rewarding for you, Mr. Kelpe?
Really just seeing our staff and our managers really happy and succeeding. We did a sold-out dinner last Wednesday at Meet Mitch for this guy named Matt Pittman, who goes by Meat Church and has a million Instagram followers, and he came up and we did 200 people, a 4-course lunch, and then a 6-course dinner, and we brought our chefs from the other restaurants to help out there, and I was thanked several times because people kept saying that it was one of the most fun days that they've had in the restaurant business, and it really felt like part of a big family. And after the last 3 years of COVID and having to close restaurants and reopen them and shuffle managers from this location to this location to keep their health insurance and stuff, this year has finally kind of like
broken free a
right, has like gone back to more of the fun, rewarding moments.
It's great. Well, I follow Matt. I just made one of his butter burgers. It was ridiculously good. If we're thinking about homeowners, right, as a realtor, my thought is homeowners, and you cater to this area, and now you're branching out, and so homeowners have to come to you. It's not just visitors. We want you to visit Kansas City, but how do you bring a smile to homeowners' faces?
That's a good question. We're beginning to develop loyalty programs. We've started our first one at Meet Mitch, and we're rolling it out through Char Bar, where if you sign up, we track the dollars and the visits that you're there, and you get rewarded points, and then you're able to cash in those points for cool swag, a Char Bar hat or a Meet Mitch koozie or whatever.
I see your Charbarian. We'll have to get a picture of that. That's kind of cool. Great. All right. Let's see. What else have I got? I got some other questions here. In a thriving neighborhood, which Westport is. I mean, Westport is a mash of a lot of cultures. How do you contribute to the energy and vibrancy of Westport?
We have been, I think, good partners in this neighborhood since 1997, since we opened up McCoy's Public House. We've done a lot of street festivals.
I forgot that was yours.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a long time to be in this neighborhood. One of the biggest challenges that we've found is that because of COVID, a lot of businesses in Midtown are now operating from their homes, and a lot of the big groups and organizations have left. But the interesting thing is, like, this entire Manor Square that used to be filled with advertising agencies and law offices and stuff is almost empty, but they're about to convert the entire thing into 300 condos and apartments, and across the
living space
across the street of the empty parking lot, they're going to build another 275 units with a rooftop pool. And so
all apartments or condos? That's
going to be apartments, I believe, but no, both. But as the industry kind of shifts, I definitely know that people are always going to want to move into areas that have a great restaurant and bar neighborhood. Walkability is very important, and kind of being in where the action is. So. And
having unique offerings that people want. Yeah. Great. Any buzzworthy news or teasers you want to tell us about for upcoming stuff? Got any new stuff you want to tell us about?
Well, I mean, we're opening a new restaurant in 5 weeks, so that's where a lot of our attention is, and then hopefully in the next year, whatever, we'll be able to grow the beer kitchen concepts out into the suburbs. And we're looking at the Lee Summit neighborhood. We're looking up north, Grandview. We think that concept would be really good to expand as well.
Excellent. How do you make our community economic engine purr? Right, like Westport's got an economic buzz about it. Do you support local? Do you buy local? Do you source local?
Absolutely.
Do you contribute?
Yep. Well, we have in our company, we have over 200 employees and 39 managers and chefs. And so it's my job to make sure that those 39 managers and chefs are happy, having a good time, and then that trickles down to the employees, and then that moves on to the customers. I also think that it's been a benefit to have restaurants here in the neighborhood because there is such great public transportation and buses and bicycles and stuff. We've definitely noticed it's a little bit more of a challenge as you go out into the suburbs where the distances are greater and you really have to have a vehicle.
And sourcing local.
And then back to your question with McCoy's, it's kind of a lot of the stuff that we were doing got, the kibosh put on it when COVID happened, but we were doing huge AIDS walk festivals and beer festivals and stuff, and we hope to bring that back, soon. And almost all of the, we just did pup tails, which is I think there was 70 dogs here, and there were dog themed cocktails and stuff, and Tito's participated. We had another event like that. It was the Barkin Park at Meet Mitch, and so
and they just had a thing at the Nelson, which was same Bark in the Park, I think.
All of these festivals that we do, there's always part of it that goes to donations for charities and other worthy organizations.
Great, outstanding. Okay, how can I give back? How can we give back? Homeowners, neighborhoods, how can we jump in? How can we make a difference?
Support local businesses. I mean,
that's why I'm doing this.
I'm not, I don't want to say anything negative about the chains, but the Applebee's and Cheesecake Factories and stuff, all of those dollars that you spend eating there, they wind up somewhere else, not in Kansas City. And so, it has never been more difficult to operate a restaurant than in 2023 with the cost of groceries and employment and health insurance and regular insurance and stuff. Another thing is, if you want to order delivery service, always order it through the restaurant. Even if you pick it up or if you order it through the restaurant's website, we get more credit.
Bigger piece rather than ordering it through a service.
To put it another way, every time you order through DoorDash or Uber Eats or Grubhub, they take 25%
right off the top,
and that's more than our profit is. So we're basically, doing that just to, supply our product to homeowners.
Okay, so let's repeat that, because I think that's brilliant. Tell us that again.
Yeah, so when you want carry out or delivery, always order it through the restaurant. If they have a website, typically their own website will then have a delivery service through DoorDash or something, versus just going to one of the large delivery services.
I don't typically use those, but if I did, now I know, and I can spread the word to you. Communities have a rhythm. Westport has a rhythm. Are there any fun and quirky Westport or Kansas City traditions that you want to talk about or take part in or love or hold close?
I just hope, the St. Patrick's Day festivals and stuff, all that comes back. It's just, I don't know, it's kind of, we took a long break off from all of that because of social distancing and stuff, and so.
And I know you live in Kansas City. Do you live in Westport, or do you live in close by?
Yes, I live in, technically I think it's called Brookside, but I live right by the Country Club Plaza. My commute is 6 minutes to work every day.
Nice.
And never have rush hour traffic.
Take one straight out.
Right, yeah.
Right. And where do you like to go to get some peace and quiet? You go for like some Zen.
Oh, that's a good question. My home is pretty zen. I don't have kids or anything, so that makes it more zen. That's a good question.
Do you like to eat out? Do you eat out?
Yes, because of course, as you may not know, I'm sick of all the food in a restaurant. So I tend to every week, once a week, every week, I tend to vary it. I'll eat Vietnamese one night, I'll eat Indian one night, I'll eat Thai food one night, I'll eat American or barbecue, and then I'll cook the other nights. But I do frequent, probably 5 nights a week, I order and pick up food from another local restaurant in town.
Did you try the bolognese?
No, I haven't been there yet. I haven't been there yet.
We talked about that, Todd Schulte at Bacaro Prima.
Yeah.
All right.
But it's on my list.
Okay, very good. Do you caffeinate?
Yeah.
Where do you like to get coffee?
I just make Cuban coffee at home with a Cuban coffee maker, and yeah.
If there was a Westport, Plaza, Brookside playlist, got any top 3 songs that you'd pick?
Oh my gosh. Now you're stumping me.
Okay, well that's all. No, I'm just kidding. That's a new question. I'm just trying it out and see how it goes.
No. I can hear all the songs in my head. I'm
if you sing it to your phone, it'll come up.
Yeah.
But you don't want me to sing. Let me ask you this, Mark. Is there anything that I didn't ask you or talk about your business, restaurants in Kansas City, that you want to tell a YouTube audience, my listeners?
I don't think so.
Okay.
We covered a lot.
Well, I will tell you, this is another great interview. It's special for me just because of the history here. I'm Frankie Bellucci. I'm a realtor with Remax Premier. If you like the interviews that I'm bringing you, please tell us. Please like and subscribe. Give us your comments and your feedback so I can give you more content that you want. I love doing these interviews. If you know anybody that's buying or selling any real estate in Kansas City, I'm an expert in Waldo, Brookside, Leawood, Bray Village, Plaza, Westport. I want to help you on your journey to make it as smooth as possible. Once again, we got another great interview. Mark Kelpe at Char Bar. What's the company?
Culinary Virtue Restaurant Collective.
I'll write that down for you. I'll put that below.
And
Char Bar.
Don't forget to visit us at Char Bar in Westport, Beer Kitchen, and come out and check out the new Char Bar in Parkville with pickleball courts.
And don't forget Meet Mitch with Mitch Benjamin. Delicious. All delicious food. Mark, thanks very much. That's it for me. Ciao.
See you guys.